Thank you for your trust in box-top fly screens. You will need the following tools to assemble your pleated fly screen: a drilling machine, a pencil, a hammer, a metric band, a pair of scissors and a saw. First of all, check the content of the packaging, the accessory kit, the pleated fly screen, 2 channels and the fitting instructions. Now take at least 3 reference measurements in width, one at the bottom, one in the center and one at the top of the opening that you wish to cover. Caution, out of the 3 dimensions, note down the smallest one. To know where exactly you have to cut in width, you first have to check the yellow sticker on the packaging. We see that the sticker mentions a total width of 115 centimeters. We've previously measured 110 centimeters in width, which means that we'll have to cut 5 centimeters in width. Caution will remind you that you can cut maximum of 20 centimeters in width, 10 centimeters from each end. First of all, remove all end caps from the fly screen. Loosen the strings in order to be able to remove the brake. Now remove the top profile as well. And mark 5 centimeters on this top profile. These 5 centimeters match the size that you will have to cut in width. We will now mark the bottom profile of the fly screen where we'll have to cut it. Nevertheless, instead of marking at 5 centimeters from one end, mark at 2.5 centimeters from each end. Caution: before cutting through the pleated fly screen, make sure that the mesh and the profiles are perfectly aligned. Fix the fly screen with tape in order for the profile and mesh to remain aligned while you cut. And you can now cut the fly screen. Caution: make sure not to cut through the strings. Don't forget to cut the top profile as well, the one that's been marked at 5 centimeters. Now display the recently cut top profile right next to the fly screen. You will notice that the flat profile on the top of the fly screen is slightly longer than the top profile. Mark the flat profile in order to cut it. Make sure to mark it on the brake side. Remove the mesh on that side and cut the flat profile where you've marked it. And stick the mesh again to the flat profile. Insert the end caps back into the bottom profile. And insert the top profiles into the top part of the fly screen. Make sure that the strings are tensioned and remain in a position that enables them to glide easily. Now take at least 3 reference measurements in height, one on the left side, one in the middle, and one on the right side of the opening that you wish to cover. Caution, out of these 3 dimensions, note down the smallest one. To know where exactly you have to cut in height, you first have to check the yellow sticker on the packaging. We see that the sticker mentions a total height of 145 centimeters. We've previously measured 140 centimeters in height, which means that we'll have to cut 5 centimeters in height. Before marking the channels, identify the channel that's been cut at one end already. This small insert is the top side and will enable the brake to be inserted. Caution, don't cut that end of the channel, but cut the bottom side of each channel. And you can now mark both channels at 5 centimeters. And you can cut both channels. Then display both brackets on the top side of the recess and mark the recess where you will have to drill it. Drill and insert the row plugs. Use now the provided screws to fix the brackets. And clip the fly screen into the brackets, making sure to have access to the strings. Now drill 2 holes at the backside of each channel. Display the channels and mark the reveal where you will have to drill it. Drill and insert the row plugs. And fix now the channels with the provided screws. Your fly screen is now fitted. Caution, we remind you that it is highly important that the fly screen is mounted perfectly squared. Always use a wet cloth to clean your boxstop fly screen. You can also clean the profiles with alcohol to remove strong stains. Thank you for your trust in boxstop fly screens.